audition for your guitar instruction DVD company. I wanted to show you that I'm familiar in some more modern metal tunes, and what I wanted to play for you today was a couple of the riffs from the song Endless Sacrifice by the band Dream Theater. Now, Dream Theater is known for their highly proficient musical technicality. I don't know if I can string enough multisyllabic words together to describe how awesome they are. This song, particularly these three riffs, show techniques of modern metal quite well. I mean, there's others that other people do, but I think this is a good example to show that I'm proficient in these skills. Now, so let's just go to the first chorus riff. We're going to do the first chorus riff, the outro of the chorus, which then becomes a verse later on in the song, and then I want to do one of the riffs in the breakdown, and then they play at the end of the song. So here is the first verse. Firstly, this song is in drop D standard tuning, or standard tuning down a whole step. So that's D, G, C, F, A, D. It gives the heaviness of drop D, but John Petrucci prefers the standard tuning pattern. So here's that first chorus riff. And then it goes in that outro of the chorus. So what techniques is he doing in here that are typical of standard metal? Well, one, he's got some palm muting. He does this sliding power chord. And you'll notice I'm using my pinky and my index finger. I know John Petrucci does this because I've seen Dream Theater live 10 times. I've also watched the DVD. And this is coming actually from James Hetfield from Metallica and Tony Iommi. I remember reading an interview in 1992 where, between James Hetfield and Tony Iommi in Guitar World, where they talked about how they did the power chords with these two fingers. They just felt more natural to them. Well, in Tony Iommi's case, he had to, because he had lost, well, he plays lefty, the fingertips of these two fingers. So he had to play power chords with the pinky and the index finger. So, you know, that sliding power chord, if you're listening to metal, you know that's right out of like Master of Puppets. So here John Petrucci does it from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret, and that would be G to A if we were in standard tuning, but I'll use standard tuning references here. And then he does this natural harmonic on the 4th fret of the G string. Now, if I was going to play it clean, it wouldn't really come out right. The distortion helps pop that harmonic out. You get harmonics by playing, lightly placing your finger over the fret on certain frets, like 12, 7, 5. This one on 4 is the same one you'd get on 9 as well. And using harmonics like this is a staple of modern metal. So we go. And what you need to do at that same time is mute the other strings, so that low note doesn't ring out. Then does the slide from the B to the C. So you hit the B, slide into the C, then hit the B and then the F sharp, which is the 2nd fret on the E string. Repeat the riff, and then the second time, instead of going that slide, 1, 3 and 4 and 8th notes on the C to the D. So slow all together, that's. into the outro of the chorus, which is a little easier. It's whole notes. So we got an E, single note F sharp, and adding vibrato. Sometimes he'll add a pinch harmonic where you get some of the skin of your thumb to tap the string. Hear all those weird pitches? That's coming from my thumb. Then he hits the A power chord, C, which is 3rd fret. Then he comes up to this where he plays the 6th fret of the A string and the 7th fret of the D string. And what those notes become are the 3rd and the 5th of a major triad of B. But he's leaving out that B note on the bottoms because that's what it would sound like, but he's just playing these 2 notes, which gives you a pull back to the E. And the second time he plays the E, he throws in, on the second half of that measure, the upper notes of that power chord. And then the whole progression just repeats. So slowly, 1, into the clean part of the verse, or at the end of the second chorus, that low note rings out, and then they go into the breakdown. You'll hear me, or you saw me counting there. Again, I can't highly recommend enough playing with a metronome, playing it slowly as you need to get every note correct, and then slowly, play it 3 times at each speed and notch that metronome back up to the speed you need to be at to play with the original recording. All right, so that brings us to the last riff I wanted to talk about, and hopefully I'm not going over too much in time here. Mistakes there, I apologize for that. The techniques that he's doing here are hammer-ons with the power chord, using the low string as a pedal tone, and then using vibrato there on the 6th fret. He repeats that. Then that's measure 4, he does a triplet run. And triplets is breaking the beats down into 3 equal parts. One triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Again, playing with a metronome will help here. Also, he's palm muting that to play it a little cleaner. Back to the riff. Then 16th notes, which are breaking the beat down into 4 parts per beat. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... And what he's doing here is going down the minor scale. So one way we practice scales are, yes, going across the fretboard, but another important way is to practice up the fretboard. And he plays it like this rather than playing it down in a position here, which would be rather easy. He does it all going down the fret, the string, because that way he doesn't have to lift the first finger and he can go a little faster. Again, he's also palm muting. And then also later in the song they go further up the fretboard. Again, play with the metronome, get it clean. I made a mistake there. it should. But that's how you would break down that riff. And again, you practice with the metronome and get it back up. Again, I wanted to show you that I am proficient in modern metal, and like any other guitarist, I do need to practice too. So I'm going to go and leave now for practice. Hopefully I've interested you enough to bring me in for an in-person audition. And I look forward to giving you another lesson at another time. Thank you.